Welcome back to English Practice Stories. Have you ever had your boss drop a huge task on you at the last minute? In today's video, you will listen to one story told in 3 different English levels: A2, B1, and B2. Pay close attention to how the vocabulary, grammar, and idioms change as the level gets higher. Stick around until the end to test your comprehension. Let's start with Level 1, A2 Elementary. Last Tuesday was a very stressful day at my job. I work in a small office in the city center. I am a junior assistant, so I usually answer phone calls, write emails, and organize documents. I do not speak in big meetings. At 9 o'clock in the morning, I arrived at work and made a cup of coffee. Suddenly, my boss, Mr. Davis, called me into his office. He looked very worried. He said, "Sarah, I have bad news. I am very sick today and I have to go to the doctor. But we have an important meeting at 11 o'clock with our new clients from Canada." I said, "Oh no, I am so sorry that you are sick. Who will talk to the clients?" Mr. Davis looked at me and said, "You will." I was shocked. My heart started beating very fast. I said, "Me? But I am not ready. I do not know what to say." He gave me a blue folder with some papers. He said, "Do not worry. Read these notes. Explain our new project to them. You can do it." Then he grabbed his jacket and left the office. I had only 2 hours to prepare. I sat at my desk and opened the blue folder. My hands were shaking. I read the notes 5 times. I wrote important words on a small piece of paper. I drank 2 cups of water because my throat was dry. At 11 o'clock, 3 Canadian clients walked into the conference room. They wore smart suits and looked very serious. I smiled and said, "Hello, welcome to our office. Mr. Davis is sick today, so I will present our project." I spoke slowly and clearly. I used the notes from the blue folder. I was very nervous, but the clients listened quietly and nodded their heads. At the end, they asked 2 simple questions, and I answered them. When the meeting finished, the main client stood up and shook my hand. He said, "Thank you, Sarah. You did a great job. We like your project." I felt so happy and relieved. I learned that I am stronger than I think. Great job! Here are 3 key words from the A2 story. Number 1, relieved. Adjective. Feeling relaxed because something difficult or scary has ended. Number 2, shocked. Adjective. Very surprised by unexpected news. Number 3, prepare. Verb. To get ready for something. Quick question. Why did Mr. Davis leave the office? The answer is because he was sick and had to go to the doctor. Section 2, Level B1, Intermediate. Last Tuesday turned out to be one of the most nerve-wracking days of my professional life. I work as an assistant at an advertising firm where my usual routine involves handling routine admin tasks, responding to customer inquiries, and managing schedules. I rarely have to step into the spotlight. Everything was going smoothly until 9 a.m. when my supervisor, Mr. Davis, suddenly called me into his office. He looked completely exhausted and pale. He explained that he was coming down with a terrible flu and needed to head home immediately. The problem was that we had a critical presentation scheduled at 11 a.m. with potential investors from Canada. Before I could even process what he was saying, he handed me a thick folder and said, "Sarah, I need you to step in and deliver the presentation for me." I froze. "Are you serious?" I asked. "I've never presented to high-profile clients before. I'm definitely going to mess it up." Mr. Davis tried to reassure me. "You know this project inside out," he insisted. "Just walk them through the main points in the slide deck. I know you can handle this." With that, he grabbed his coat and rushed out the door, leaving me completely on my own. I had exactly 2 hours to pull myself together. I rushed back to my desk, opened the folder, and started reviewing the presentation slides line by line. To deal with my anxiety, I took deep breaths and wrote down a few bullet points to keep myself focused. When 11 a.m. rolled around, I walked into the boardroom with trembling hands. The 3 investors were already sitting there in formal suits, looking quite stern. I took a deep breath, introduced myself, and candidly explained the situation regarding Mr. Davis's absence. As I started speaking, my voice wobbled a bit, but after a few minutes, I managed to find my rhythm. I explained our strategy clearly and used visual charts to support my points. To my surprise, the clients were paying close attention and taking notes. After I wrapped up the presentation, they asked a few tough questions about our timeline, which I managed to answer successfully. The lead investor smiled, shook my hand, and said, "Impressive work, Sarah. You handled that unexpected situation brilliantly." I walked out of that room feeling a huge sense of accomplishment. It was a terrifying experience, but it was a massive boost for my confidence. Notice how the vocabulary became more natural? Here are 3 expressions from B1. Number 1, to come down with something. To start getting sick with a minor illness like a cold or flu. Number 2, to pull yourself together. To recover control of your emotions and calm down. Number 3, inside out. To know something extremely well. Quick question. How long did Sarah have to prepare for the meeting? The answer is she had exactly 2 hours. Section 3, Level B2, Upper Intermediate. Last Tuesday, I was unexpectedly thrown into the deep end at work, and it ended up being a complete trial by fire. Under normal circumstances, my role as an office assistant is fairly low-key, mostly back-office logistics, administrative tasks, and keeping operations running smoothly behind the scenes. Public speaking has never been my strong suit. Just as I was settling into my morning routine at 9 a.m., my manager summoned me into his office. He was looking utterly washed out. Without beating around the bush, he broke the news. A severe migraine was knocking him out, and he had no choice but to call it a day. The catch? We had a high-stakes sales pitch scheduled for 11 a.m. with a group of major Canadian investors. Before I could even register the severity of the situation, he dumped a heavy binder onto my desk. "Sarah, you're going to have to take the reins on this one," he declared. I was instantly hit by a wave of panic. "You've got to be kidding me," I exclaimed. "I'm completely unprepared to pitch to prospective clients of that caliber. What if I totally freeze up?" He patted my shoulder reassuringly. "You're worrying for nothing. You've been involved in the research phase from day one, so you know the ins and outs of this proposal better than anyone. Just speak with conviction and let the data speak for itself." Before I could negotiate, he swept his keys off the desk and made a quick exit. With a tight 2-hour deadline hanging over my head, I had no time to waste on self-doubt. I spent the next 120 minutes frantically scrutinizing the outline, streamlining the slide deck, and anticipating potential curveballs the clients might throw my way. By the time 11 a.m. arrived, my adrenaline was through the roof. I marched into the conference room, greeted the prospective partners professionally, and casually addressed the elephant in the room regarding my boss's sudden departure. Although I started off a bit shaky, I quickly hit my stride. I delivered the pitch smoothly, hitting every strategic point with precision. When we reached the Q&A segment, I tackled their grilling questions head-on without flinching. By the end of the session, the lead representative beamed, extended his hand, and remarked, "Your composure under pressure is remarkable, Sarah. Consider us thoroughly impressed." Walking out of that boardroom, I realized that taking on unexpected challenges is often the fastest way to professional growth. Look at how rich the language became. Here are 3 advanced B2 idioms used in this section. Number 1. To be thrown in the deep end. To be forced to deal with a new and difficult situation without help or preparation. Number 2. To hit your stride. To become confident and comfortable in an activity after a shaky start. Number 3. Address the elephant in the room. To acknowledge an obvious problem or situation that everyone is thinking about. Which level was the easiest for you to understand? A2, B1, or B2? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to practice even more, download the free PDF script with the full vocabulary list linked in the description box below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another real-life listening practice video. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next story.